those ballots until after the polls close on November 8th. So you heard the president say this the other night. He has been very clear on this as well. We may not know all the winners of elections for a few days. It takes time to count all legitimate ballots in a legal and orderly manner.
So the corrupt mainstream media was telling you before Election Day, oh, there's going to be problems and don't expect there to be results. This is normal. No, it's not normal. Machines breaking and rampant voter fraud questions across the country is not normal, especially with such a huge Senate race in a swing state like Pennsylvania and stories like this.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Palumbo. There are reports of problems at polls in parts of Luzerne County. Voters tell us some machines ran out of paper. Newswatch 16's Chelsea Strube sent us this photo of people waiting in line to vote in Harvey's Lake. She tells us voters were filling out provisional ballots while a poll worker drove to Wilkes-Barre to get paper.
I think that's ridiculous, especially since, it's open until 8 o'clock tonight, and they still can't find any paper? So nowhere to find paper. Good.
Similar issues have been reported to our newsroom in Dorrance Township and Dallas Township. We have not heard back from election officials in Luzerne County.
Hello, Maricopa County. I'm Bill Gates, the chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors.
And I'm Stephen Richard, the Maricopa County Recorder.
And we're here to give you an update on how things are going so far with the election. We've already had almost 44,000 people show up this morning, check in, and be available to vote. And things are going great out there, but there's one thing that we wanted to address to make people aware of today, and that has to do with our tabulators. We've got about 20% of the locations out there where there's an issue with the tabulator, where some of the ballots that after people have voted them, they try and run them through the tabulator and they're not going through.
So I put my ballot in, but so it got misread, but then what was happening?
Put it in there.
Yeah.
And tonight a Republican and a Democrat will sit and go through all of the misread ballots all over the county and count them. And it will get counted.
Okay. And both machines were not working. Yeah.
No, nothing's working in the last half hour. Nothing.
Thank you.
I know everybody wants to make sure that it reads and everything is fine.
Can you repeat that?
I can promise
Can you start from the beginning and repeat that?
So what happens is we have two tabulators. One of the tabulators is not working, okay? The other tabulator is taking about 75% successful. So 25% of them are being misread, and it could be a printer issue, or it could be the tabulator itself. So when it's misread, you have an option to put it into what's called box 3, and it gets read, whether it goes downtown and gets read manually, or whether it gets refed into our tabulator.
We don't want to adjudicate.
They get read, okay? So no one's trying to deceive anybody.
Of course not. Not on election day. That would never happen, right? No, that would never happen.
So choices are, you guys. Sure.
If I get up there and that happens to my ballot, can I take my ballot with me and go somewhere else?
You cannot leave the premises with the ballot. Sorry, and there's not like
because I don't trust to go in a box. The box may never make it
No,
down there.
no way.
All the time.
The choice is,
I'll come back.
the choice is to wait until.
Hey, this isn't working. If these machines are working, this is the big issue.
It's against law.
What is against law?
Photos and videos.
No, I can have a video if this machine's not working. This is not okay. Did it work?
Yes.
Okay. That's awful. Like, this is wrong.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm at the North Scottsdale United Methodist Church on Tuesday, November the 8th, Election Day, and it's 10:33. I've tried to vote, and neither ballot machine will accept ballots. There's numerous people in line, and every time it's either rejected or misread. And they said there's a drop box we can put it in. They said it will be counted. I was adamant I did not want a provisional ballot to be counted in case of. I want this ballot to be counted. And I tried to call the Republican National Party in Phoenix, and tried to call a number that they gave me inside here, 602-506-1511. And it's just endless prompts. Never get to talk to anybody. And the name is Joe O'Neill. It's Scottsdale, Arizona.
Thanks, Joe.
I don't even believe I
We are at this location and their voting machines are not working properly. They don't count the ballots. You go in to register, they give you a ballot, which takes like 20 minutes, which is ridiculous. You go in, you do your voting, you go in, you give it into the machine and it won't take it. It says misread ballot. Every single person in there is getting a misread ballot. So now they have to drop them into the box, hand counted, supposedly hand counted. Yeah. My husband's done 2 ballots. He had to do a canceled ballot. The second ballot he went in to vote, same thing. So every person in that line now that's standing there is not going to get counted properly that we don't know.
Yeah, we're trying to get that fixed.
So no machines at this center are working at all. Okay, and this is the, what station is this? Okay, this is the Central Christian Church, and none of the machines are working, and they are telling us that we have to leave. And so this is now happening here at this voting station also. At Central Christian, they're not letting you vote. You have to go to a different spot.
Members being chosen today.
Look at this.
It's busy. And you're on as the voter. I'm Harris Faulkner. You were in the Faulkner.
What is he marking?
44 million Americans have already cast an early ballot.
What's he doing? Flipping through ballots. Oh, look at the camera. Mark, look around. What the hell is he doing?
Each and every vote cast will make up a small part
right on
of what
Fox.
the political landscape will look like for the next 2 years.
Well, I'm here at Nolan School here in Detroit. They're voting. There you go. We did get a little problem. Some people who did vote here say they were, when they showed up to vote in person, that they had already voted absentee. Not the case. Election officials in Detroit, they're aware of the problem. They are encouraging officials to use the hard copy voter list, not the electronic lists. And they say that anyone who shows up will be allowed to vote. Polls close 8 o'clock all through the state.
So I just voted, and one of my neighbors in the neighborhood was at one of the sign-up kiosks, and it said it printed 2 ballots and no ballots were printed. So I told her, you could have voted already and then not showing you, but I don't know. And now the line is getting longer and longer because there's only 3 machines to vote on in our precinct. We need to find out what's going on. Her husband got in just fine on the other machine, just like I did. We're in Sumter, South Carolina, folks. So if it's happening here, it's happening everywhere.
Hi there, this is Supervisor Thomas Galvin representing District 2. I'm here at Central Christian Church in Mesa after hearing reports about people having difficulty voting. As far as I'm concerned, if one person is unable to vote, that's a travesty. We're doing everything we can to get to the bottom of every single issue. I will be traveling the district today, and you can be assured I'll be asking questions after tomorrow. We want to make sure that everything runs smoothly, overall goes well, but at the same time, all complaints, issues, and concerns must be verified and thoroughly sought out. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Hello, so I am just seeing if anyone else had any problems casting their vote today. So I am down here in Gilbert, and I was standing in line getting ready to put my ballot in a machine, and I noticed that there was 2 Democrats in front of me voting, which is fine, that's their decision. But they wanted to put their ballot in, and it took it the first time, no problems. Got their sticker and walked away. I go to put mine in, which is all Republican votes, so put it in the first time, spits it out. She has me flip it over, put it in again, spits it out, has me move to another machine called misread. I put the ballot in, it spit it out, flipped it over, and then it took it. And I asked her, like, why? And she's like, oh, they're just being a little finicky today. Is anyone else having these problems?
Now, according to county officials, the problem had to do with passwords being entered too many times, so it appears this is a technical glitch of sorts. Election officials say teams are taking those problem ballots to the county's election center, where they will be counted after the polls close at 7 o'clock tonight, local time. So they want to assure voters here no one is being disenfranchised. All those votes, all those ballots will be counted, Wolf.
We are following breaking news in Phoenix, Arizona, the capital of Phoenix there in Maricopa County seems to be having massive trouble with 20% of its tabulation machines at election board offices. Look at this. I mean, we've got video of people in line now. And Carrie Lake, who's the gubernatorial, the Republican running for governor in that state, just tweeted, I'm getting flooded with calls and text messages from people who are having trouble voting all over Maricopa County. This is why we must reform elections. Brett, we will be talking about this throughout the evening. I do want to make it really clear that this is not all machines at all of these places. But when we say 20%, we mean a fifth of the 221 centers are affected, having some sort of tabulation or counting problems. And they have, as of a few minutes ago, reportedly by Phoenix 10, Fox 10 there, no idea why so many of the machines are not working.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interacting with people on the ground, too. I have some friends in there that tried to vote. One of them said she tried to vote in Scottsdale, and her ballot was rejected 20 times. So she waited around and said, can you get me to one of the devices that works? It took a while, but eventually got to the accessible device, the tabulator, and she did vote. But others are saying that there's a long line for the machine that works, so they're being told to fill out this ballot and put it in this lockbox where they will be counted later and brought to the county tabulation site. If you do that, however, there's a chance that that ballot won't be counted until at the end of counting for Arizona.
Right.
They say it'll be counted.
And what date do you put on that?
Yeah, today.
No, I'm being serious about that because that's a problem that they're having in Pennsylvania right now.
Yeah,
They've
but
got
this
a lot
would
of
be,
ballots
they would
that
fill
have
it out
wrong
there.
dates.
That's right.
So a different situation out there, but the date counts too. So do you put it on the date of the election? Do you put it on?
Yeah, you put it on the date of the election.
Yeah, this gets
but here's
tough.
The bottom line is that we kind of knew that this election was going to happen. You know, I mean,
right. Oh, you mean maybe we've been getting ready for it for a while?
How about we fix the machines? I mean, why is this happening?
For you. Also keeping an eye on developments in Pennsylvania. We're in Luzerne County, by the way, the northeastern corner of the state. They're having some paper ballot issues, not enough of them, as it turns out. Brian Yennis has more from Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Brian.
Hey, Neil. Yeah, and Luzerne County is one of 3 pivot counties. They voted Democrat in 2010, and they voted for Obama twice and then voted for Trump in 2016, and it has decidedly stayed Republican. Trump beat Biden there by plus 14 points. So we'll continue to monitor this issue as they extend polls there until 10 o'clock tonight. That wasn't even what was top of mind going into tonight.
Allegheny was a county that took forever to report. Are we going to get Allegheny tonight?
Well, we're hearing that Allegheny is not going to be the problem this time around. There is much more concern around Philadelphia. And Chuck, you're not going to believe it. We are following a developing story in Luzerne County, one of our county-to-county locations, a place where we've been tracking voters for over a year now. We are hearing from local officials there that dozens of polling places ran out of paper today, ran out of paper to print those ballots, and voters were turned away, told to come back later. Within just the last couple of hours, the court there extended the polling close times to 10 p.m. So voters now have, instead of till 8 o'clock, they have until 10 o'clock. They're hoping that some of those folks that were turned away earlier are going to come back. They've had to run to nearby towns to try to get more of that paper. It's, of course, not something you can just go buy at Staples. It's a, kind of a special type of paper that these ballots are printed on, and there is a lot of concern about what this is going to mean. This is a critical county. It's one of the reasons we spent so much time there, and folks are saying that this is potentially disenfranchisement for folks, and I wonder what we're going to start hearing out of the campaigns about this.
Serious Election Day glitch in one New Jersey county. Voting machines in Mercer County are reportedly down in all districts. According to the Robbinsville Township website, it's due to a printing and scanning issue with ballots. Voters can still cast their votes by using a standard ballot. County officials are working to fix the problem, but there could be a delay in counting ballots tonight.